Hi, I'm Ella, a life balance and career coach. And this week I want to explore something that not only comes up a lot in my coaching sessions, but I've actually been through myself. When you've been doing so much for everybody else, it's really easy to forget who you are beyond all your roles and responsibilities. You know when someone asks you, tell me about yourself, and your mind jumps straight to your job or your family or what you do for others? But if you took all of that away for a moment, well, what's left? That's what I want to explore with you today. If this resonates, or you'd like to hear more about other coaching topics, please don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell so that you get notified when I release my next video. Okay, so you might be wondering, how do we lose touch with ourselves? Well, it's rarely one big moment. It's actually really gradual normally for most of us. Over time, as we gain more responsibilities, new roles, different focus, our mind shifts quietly from what do I enjoy to what needs to get done. We carry this kind of invisible mental load around with us. Home admin, work emails, the endless to-do list for life of food shopping and birthdays and vet appointments and dentist trips. Remembering who's meant to be where and when, it feels exhausting, it sounds exhausting, and it really can mean that in the middle of all of that, the parts of us that used to feel light or creative or adventurous or know how to have fun can kind of fade away a little bit until one day someone asks you, what do you want? And we realise we just don't really know anymore. It's not that those parts of us disappear completely. They just get a bit kind of buried under layers of responsibility. And it's not that we don't want those things that we do right now. It's just that it's good to get back to ourselves. You might be thinking, well, life's busy and I haven't got time to spend all day thinking about who I am. And that's fair enough. But when we lose touch with our sense of self, life can start to feel a bit flat, a bit directionless. We can be busy, capable, and achieving on the outside and still feel like a little bit lost on the inside. And that quiet disconnection can slowly chip away at our confidence, our energy, and our decision-making abilities. When you start reconnecting with yourself, remembering who you are underneath all of the labels that you've acquired, things start to shift a bit. You gain energy, you gain clarity, more confidence. Decisions actually become easier because they're rooted in you. Not what's expected or what you should be doing, but what feels right for you. And you understand why you're making those decisions. I'd like to share some simple, practical, easy ways to start reconnecting with yourself. I've got 4 methods for you to give a go. Okay, so the first is a 5-minute self-check-in. Find yourself a quiet space, and even if for some of us that's the smallest room in the house, that's okay. Needs must. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? And just listen. Let your mind wander. If you go off at tangents, that's okay. That's okay. Just gently bring it back to the question. Just spend a few minutes doing this, maybe a few times over a week or 2. Start noticing patterns or reoccurring thoughts, and when you feel like you've got some clues, start writing them down. Those are our first ideas of where we need to get back to. The second thing that can really help is to revisit those old joys. Grab yourself a cuppa, a notepad, and ask yourself what feels like a simple question, but can feel really, really revealing. What did I love before life got so full? Right, whatever comes to mind. Music, painting, learning, walking alone. You don't have to do them all again, so writing it down doesn't mean suddenly we're committed to it. But you might rediscover something that you've been missing and you do want to take up again. Or it might spark a new idea from an old passion, so just write them all down. Again, maybe do it a couple of times. Okay, number 3 is all about pausing the autopilot. We all live a lot of our life on autopilot, and thank goodness that we do, because it keeps us functioning. But starting to notice when you say should can be really, really helpful. Is that what you want to do, or is it what's expected? Now, some things like work, I appreciate. You should do them and you might not enjoy them, but obviously we need to get them done because we've got work deadlines and that's what we're paid to do. But other things, maybe you can question the assumption. Perhaps when you decide not to go out because you're worried about leaving your partner at home alone, perhaps they'd love a quiet night in and you can go out and see your friend. It's not about changing everything. It's about checking in with whether you're living from habit or choice. And number 4, to finish us off, is about looking for clues. So I want you to think about the last time you felt most like you. What were you doing? Where were you? And who were you with? These moments are breadcrumbs to bring you back to yourself. And each time you feel a little bit more like yourself in a situation, take a note of it. Why? What's happening? What's going on at the time? Okay. These tiny acts of awareness are how we start to step back into our own lives, one choice at a time. Awareness is that spark, but action is what really rekindles the flame. So choose one small act this week that reconnects you with you. For some of my clients in the past, this has been a 10-minute solo walk. For others, perhaps saying yes to something fun or no to something draining. It could be having a coffee alone, reading for pleasure, or calling an old friend you haven't spoken to in ages. It's really personal. It's about you recognising what might help you. Small steps still count. In fact, they're often the most powerful ones because they feel doable. And remember, you didn't lose yourself overnight, so it's okay if this takes time to find your way back. Every choice that you honour is progress. So this week, take a moment to ask yourself, who am I really beneath all of the roles I play? You might just find the version of you that's been quietly waiting to come out again. And if this resonates, subscribe for next week's video. We'll be exploring what your past career might reveal about your next chapter. And if you'd like support as you reconnect with yourself, you'll find details of all my one-to-one sessions and my coaching programme, The Dandelion Journey, on my website. Have a great day.